Alright, guys. I'm pretty sure you all know what time it is. When I woke up this morning, we finally got the trailer for the next hardware. The Nintendo Switch 2 has been finally announced. We have been waiting for a long time for this trailer to ever come out. I think this is what, the 8th year of the Nintendo Switch? Hang on, let me search it up quickly. Let's see. Okay, March 3rd, 2017 was the release date for the Nintendo Switch. So, yeah, around 7 to 8 years it's been around now. Eight years. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play the trailer right now on screen, and we're gonna play the trailer for the Nintendo Switch 2 in case if any of you have not watched it yet. I've watched it this morning, and I gotta say it actually surprised me for the reveal. All the credit for this video belongs to Nintendo. Yes, that is the trailer for the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I'm actually kind of excited, but I'm not gonna get the Switch 2 right when it starts. I want to wait for a little bit before getting it. April 2nd is when more info will be revealed about it. But one of the things I'm kind of asking myself is it gonna support any of these controllers that have support for the original Switch? Would I be able to connect this controller to the Nintendo Switch too? I've been liking the controller for a while now. I already said that, but And to this second, it's still getting likes. Hang on, hang on. Let me take a look around the game, around the video. Like, what shocks me throughout this is it actually has like, hang on, where is it? Right here, it has it. I think it has two USB-C ports. I had never seen two USB-C ports on the Nintendo Switch before. So is that what the game is supposed to be at this thing? It's just like two USB ports on it. Like, hang on, how many ports does the Steam Deck have? Like two? And it is, and I'll say this: it is smart that Nintendo implemented the. Hang on. It was a good thing that Nintendo was able to do backwards compatibility on Nintendo Switch games. So if I did ever decide to get the Nintendo Switch 2 on launch date, I'll be able to play all of my regular Switch games on the Switch 2. Most of the category that I have. Because all of those... Hang on. Let me check my Switch games on what I have so far. Like, yeah, I have all of the... Like, not every single one though I have. Like, my current library is like one Zelda game, Super Smash game, a Mario Kart 8 game. But it's not like they literally just gonna tease up another fucking Mario Kart game. So yeah, I can very much guarantee that there is gonna be a new Mario Kart game on launch day for the Nintendo Switch 2. If it actually does do that, I'm gonna think about getting it first day. Hey yo, hey, welcome first time chatter. I should still be able to play all my other games, but it's another thing that I have a problem with it, because certain games, like I think both the Splatoon games I have, Splatoon 2 and 3, I don't think they have those two are some of the games that cannot be synced onto Nintendo Switch Online, so I don't think I'll be able to transfer the game data, so I'm pretty much just locked onto this solely Switch for all of my game data. But yeah, if you take a look under the home button, there's this tiny little button. I'm not too sure if it's supposed to be another screenshot button or if it's supposed to be for a shortcut. I don't know the full details. It's Nintendo. You'll probably have to rewrite everything. Yep, that's the point. That's the exact point. When a new Nintendo product comes out, you have to go with new stuff. Rewrite everything. But hey, all that matters is that I have a Super Mario 3D All-Stars copy. But yeah, I'm pretty sure my entire Switch library that I have right now is compatible with the Switch 2. Hang on, what else is interesting about this? Capitalism moment? What do you mean a capitalism moments? I'm not saying that I like Nintendo or anything. Let's see. Kind of makes me wonder about the extra buttons on there though. Like if these are either extra buttons or they're just another thing to. I don't know. But yeah, they hang on. Where do they flex the joystick movement? Where do they flex the where they move around the joysticks? Okay, yeah, right there. let me get at the right point. When I was looking at the comment section a while ago, someone was saying something like that they had better hope they fix the joystick drift on there. Like, let's see. That's not what I mean. It's just most companies do the whole we got a whole new system, all the old stuff isn't compatible now at the moment. That's I guess that's normal actually. DSi launched no Game Boy Advance compatibility, neither with the 3DS and 2DS. But, not everything lasts a very long time. But yeah, if it's a one thing that the Switch, like for the longest time, has an issue with, is the joystick drift. Like the joystick is infamous for having the joystick drift on there. It could have Corpus actually cared about the customer. Let's see. I don't. Okay, my mind just went silent there for a second. But yeah, if the new Joy-Cons for the Switch 2 actually fixes the joystick drift, that will be a massive W right there. Don't know yet. We'll just have to see what comes up for within the future for when more info is reviewed about the Switch 2. Oh yeah, right. There's a new layout of attaching the Joy-Cons with that way. I'm not sure if it's magnetic. Some say that it is a magnetic thing, that you could just magnetically attach the Joy-Cons onto the system. So basically, I'm pretty sure I can be highly certain that original Switch Joy-Cons are not compatible with the new Switch console. But I do hope that I'll be able to connect this 8-bit Dot controller to it, because I would actually love to be connected that thing to it. But no one of how the Switch is going to be connected to the console. I have some sort of doubt that I won't be able to connect my 8-bit Dot controller to the Switch 2. That seems like a pretty poor connection compared to Switch 1. In a way, it is. Like, rumors say that there are magnets that are supposed to be used for connecting a Switch 2 model, but I can see where you have the point there. Like, it seems like it's going to be a lot more easy to take it off, but at the same time, it's a problem in a way. Like, don't magnets still have a problem? Very fragile? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm not sure how Nintendo is gonna be able to figure out on how to make that so that it's not so fragile. Don't know. Rage Gamer's gonna be broken mere hours. Well, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. I can definitely see how some Rage Gamers are gonna be like when they're trying to use the Switch too already. Now, if it's one thing I gotta ask myself, it's gonna be, is the Switch 2 actually gonna be a lot more powerful than the original Switch? Or the Switch OLED? Snaps under 5 pounds of pressure? Like, is a Switch 2 actually going to be running on PS4 graphics? Is my question, since that's what I was hearing from around these rumors. Like, is it going to have the amount of graphics? Like, are we actually going to get 60 FPS games from other developers? bro, no way that's gonna happen. Yeah, that is something that I doubt as well, because as far as I know, how Nintendo works is that they have realized, like when the Wii was launched, the Nintendo Wii, Nintendo has learned that it is the not the resolution that matters, it's the quality of the games that matter, that people enjoy. That's how I believe Nintendo is doing it. Though I have heard some stuff about them actually doing, like, I think they might be doing AI upscaling 4K. I don't know. Um, yeah, AI. Yeah, I don't like AI either. But I can guarantee. I already know for a fact that Nintendo does not want to use the AI technology to make their games. But hey, if I can predict something, it's that we're probably getting. There's two things I can predict we're gonna get for the new console. We're gonna get the new Mario Kart game, and we're probably gonna get like a new Super Smash Bros. Game. That's probably gonna be a couple of my guesses that is gonna be on the system. But yeah, like I said, not immediately can I see. Oh hey, can I hop on a call with you? Okay, we're gonna get on a call. If this stream cuts out for a few seconds, then I can know for certain that this computer is fucking dumb. All right, we still streaming? Let me configure my audio settings.
In the
Okay, we
past.
hear you now.
Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet.
But yeah, what do you think of the Switch 2 launch so far?
Well, you've already kind of seen quite a few of my opinions on the chat. It seems. Oh, fuck, Sonic, no, get off of there. Um, it seems pretty like they're trying to be Sony about it, but it's probably gonna be like a lot of recalls, and I don't know. I don't have that much faith in it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm probably not gonna get it at the first call, but I can probably see some improvements for the next Switch, for the Switch 2, if they actually are up to doing it.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. That just really depends on like I mean that whole like how the controllers connect to the screen thing. That really concerns me because I really liked how the first Switch did it. I don't have a Switch, but my brother does, so I've had a little bit of experience with it. But when you attach the Joy-Cons, I think they call them, like in the main screen, like it feels very secure. Like you would have to like do the proper way
Yeah,
of like
it
of
feels like it's
undoing it.
actually the smart way of how the Joy-Cons are connected, and the Switch 2, they're
Exactly.
connected with just like magnets and connectors like that. Like,
Yeah, like I feel like it's gonna be really easy for those to like just fall off on accident, which
Yeah,
is not gonna help with gameplay whatsoever.
yeah, it's not.
Depending on whatever game you're
It might
playing.
not, depending on the title.
Yeah, like like imagine if you're like playing Breath of the Wild and you're like stressed out that Guardian's about to fucking shoot you, so you kind of jolt a little bit and then you just unhook both of them and now you're just like, "Oh fuck." Like and you're like playing a permadeath run on stream or something and then you just immediately get blasted and you really only have the Switch's setup to play like to blame because you would have like evaded it if you were playing it on the first Switch, you know, because that wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't even happened.
So what is the thing that the players are just gonna blame? Are they gonna blame themselves, or are they gonna blame Nintendo for the poor build quality if they don't figure
I
out on?
would blame Nintendo because it wouldn't happen with the first Switch, but the second Switch, like I feel like with how that's built, that's gonna happen like every 5 seconds. Like,
If I remember,
and
I
you're
got
gonna just be
my
like,
Switch like around 2020 or 21. It might have been 21. I don't remember, but
mhm.
I did get the Nintendo Switch with along with Breath of the Wild being my first game because you know I liked playing Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
I
like
around
I've always been a Legend of Zelda fan, even though I have barely ever played any Legend of Zelda. Like I'm as much of a Legend of Zelda fan as I am a Sonic fan in the way that I I don't play many of the games. Like I just got like Shadow Sonic Generations and stuff, and I'm just getting into that and realizing how much I suck at it. But I still appreciate the characters. I still appreciate the story. Same thing with Legend of Zelda.
yeah.
And I've played a little bit of Wild uh, at like my brother's house and stuff like that. Um,
And Breath of the Wild is
but
essentially the port of the Wii U version, right?
Uh, I thought it was made for the Switch. I didn't know Breath of the Wild was a Wii U thing.
Yeah, I did not grow up with a Wii U at all. I never had one, but as far as I know, Breath of the Wild was first on Wii U before the Switch. Wii U
Let
version
me
came
look
out
that
first,
up.
I
Give me a
believe.
moment.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Wii U version came out first.
Really?
Yeah, someone in my chat's telling me that Wii U version came out first.
Huh.
Like I kind of want to get back into playing on my Nintendo Switch a bit more throughout my live streams.
Sure.
Like I have some ideas that I was thinking of. Don't I'm not sure
Okay.
yet. But yeah,
Ba.
if Nintendo really is gonna go with the route of like having this way of attaching the Joy Cons onto it, they I should hope that they at least
Yeah,
figure
it's
out on how to keep them secure as if they were on the original Switch.
precisely that. I agree with that
That would be one of
really
the
much
major
because
things that I should tell it. Like if I was working with Nintendo, I would have them think about on how strong to have these Joy-Cons attached to them.
no, I'll talk to Doug Bowser about it. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, Tetra, I really value your opinion. You're such a great and valuable member in Nintendo." Like, yeah. Um,
Well,
I mean, I want to have uh high hopes. You know, I didn't even know the Switch 2 was coming out until I saw your stream, and I was like, "Oh, of course they're doing that."
yeah. What I woke up this
But
morning, I woke up to my phone going off a couple times saying two of them were literally about Nintendo launching the first look trailer for the Nintendo Switch 2.
mm, and it barely looks any different. It seems like it's probably like
It's
the
it's a little
magnetic
bit
Joy-Con
bigger.
thing.
Main
Oh, okay.
difference is that it looks a little bit bigger than the original Switch and the Switch OLED.
Okay.
So I could
Okay.
probably guess it's a much more bigger size than the regular Switch.
Sure. But it seems like they're kind of leaning more towards a PlayStation sort of vibe, which I play PS5 pretty frequently, and I do like how they build their controllers and stuff. Like I got the Pro Edge one, like the
The
two hundred
DualSense
dollar
Pro
fucking
Edge?
crate. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I really like it. It's like pretty durable. And I feel like Nintendo's trying to go that vibe, but instead of doing a Sony, they're doing an Apple and making their shit way too fragile. And that's, as I said before in the text chat, that's not really good for like Twitch. Like, I feel like it wouldn't really be good for streamers or YouTubers because they're very emotional. They have to do that in order to bring a sense of entertainment to it. Like Game Grumps. If you ever watch Game Grumps, like if Aaron Hansen fucking plays Super Mario or fucking Mario Maker 3, let's just say, as a hypothetical, and like he gets pissed off like he always does, he's got to break like five like five Switch 2s in like one episode. And it's just like I would try to focus more on like a durability standpoint. Like, hey, try to make this shit like feel like it was made in Germany type thing. To where it's like
Honestly,
you could
that
throw this
that
across the
should be
room.
the true factor, like durability. If
Exactly, exactly. Because in the end, endurance is kind of what matters the most, especially when you market it to be like a sort of on the go kind of console to where you can kind of like take your Switch out. And if you're like on the train or on the bus or just walking to the park, you're not going to be afraid of dropping it. And then you lost excuse me, however much money you put into the console or like for repairs or whatever. Like, it
doesn't
feels
Nintendo still
pretty,
offer free Joy-Con repairs?
I don't know, but I feel like if they're going this direction, they probably won't. Specifically to like profit off of people that mishandle it, even though they're building them to be more fragile. So it feels like a pretty corporate money schemey kind of like, oh, we're gonna intentionally make this like super phonetic and stuff. And well, like I said before, pull an Apple. They're gonna do an Apple about it to where it's like, oh, if you touch this wrong, it's gonna completely fuck up your whole career. Like in terms of like, oh, you gotta like touch this thing with a feather and like,
Me when I attempt to load Homebrew on the Nintendo Switch.
yeah. And then like if you load anything that's like that's like graphically intense or intense on
Just
the
watch.
system, like if you
First aid. It's
like tears.
first like it's. I know this. I know this is gonna happen. Like first day, people are gonna get the Nintendo Switch too, and then they're immediately gonna attempt to homebrew it. Because what when
Yeah,
the
yeah, exactly.
like when
Like
the
they're gonna
alarm clock first released by Nintendo, when Nintendo Switch Online members first got their hands on it, first day, someone was able to get Doom running on the Alarmo.
of course they would. Like they do it on everything, and I feel like what they would do with the Switch 2 is like boot something like heavy resource intensive, like fucking the newest COD or something, to where it's just like, oh, this poorly optimized, like highly graphical, like so much shit going on that you gotta like have like a high powered PC do it, and even then it's still a little bit laggy on the Switch, and that thing just fucking blows up. Like I could definitely see that happening. Either that or it runs like one frame a year.
Okay, so one of the things that I've heard is that apparently Ubisoft it has a lot of games that they want to launch for the Switch
uh,
too.
I don't like the sound of that.
Me
that
neither.
that sounds that sounds like the worst possible thing for both Ubisoft and Nintendo, because like if you like, I feel like even Far Cry 3 would be too much for like the Switch, to where it's just like it's the cutscene with Voss. Like, did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Insanity is building the same shitty console and not updating the fucking the fucking specs. That is crazy. And then it crashes immediately, and then like the whole fucking thing bricks, and you have to buy a new one.
Yes.
Yeah, like I feel like I don't know, like if it works, sweet. Like I want to be proven wrong in this instance, but I'd rather just buy a Switch One and like keep it well maintained, you
Yeah,
know?
like the Switch One is still gonna last for some amount of time, probably like a few more years or so before they might start discontinuing. I don't know how long that's gonna be
Yeah.
though.
The thing is, the only thing that's gonna suck is because you know they're gonna do that thing that again that PlayStation does, or like all the other industries do, of like, oh, we're not gonna make any more games for the Switch One. All the new games are gonna be for Switch Two, and if you got a Switch One, well, bad
Well,
fucking
you're
luck. You're
SOL.
you're just yeah. Have fun playing Tears of the Kingdom while we play the new fucking uh like
The latest Zelda game is Echoes of
like
Wisdom, where you
sweat
play
of the
as Zelda instead of Link.
yeah fucking what is it, like something of wisdom or whatever.
Echoes of Wisdom. That's not the original Switch.
Echoes of wisdom. Echoes of
I'm
wisdom.
pretty sure this they might still be making games for on the original Switch before they entirely move over to the Switch 2.
Sure, yeah, like games that are already in production for the Switch One, but like eventually all of those that are already in the process are either going to be like, okay, now you got to respec everything for the Switch 2, and we'll have like a Switch 1, Switch 2 version, kind of like what Xbox did. Uh,
I think it's
and
the same
then
thing
once
of
all those
what
are gone,
I think it's the same thing with what Sony did with the PS4 transitioning to 5.
yeah, just like that. But
To
then
be
once
fair,
all the
they did announce
PS4 slash
that not
PS,
all Switch 2 games work with Switch 1. Yeah, that's true. Not everything's gonna work between each other.
no, even though they probably should prioritize doing that, they won't, because you
Most of
know,
the
I
Switch
like
1
money.
games will work with Nintendo Switch 2 as advertised.
Yeah.
So
And
that's a
and
good
then
thing.
people are gonna have to pirate it, and then Nintendo's gonna get mad for doing things that are completely necessary in order to play the games that people like. And that whole thing's gonna happen again.
What, more lawsuits for Nintendo? Hmm.
Well, of
Kind of wonder
course.
how
Like,
this
how else do they
direction is
get
gonna
their
go.
how else do they get their money? Not their games, obviously.
Nope.
Yeah, like that's probably their main income.
Main income. What's next? They find that the same developers are making the stuff for the emulators for the Switch 2, and
Yeah, exactly. And then just sue them. It's just like, oh, huh, just fuck them up with legal loopholes like they're fucking Saul Goodman.
yeah. Okay,
So
so I
yeah,
was DM
I don't
something
have.
just a few minutes ago. If you look at my stream,
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm playing Ratchet and Clank at the moment.
though I do kind of wonder on how many of these Switch 2 games are going to be first available, but someone sent me something and it makes actual sense. If you look at my stream, this explains some of
It's
it.
being really laggy at the moment. Hold on. Uh,
Well, yeah,
Hold on, give me a moment.
this actually is gonna be a concern if it's not addressed if it's not addressed properly.
I am looking at your stream. It just shows you. It's just you. Oh, there we go.
Might be Twitch
Give me a
delay.
moment. Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah, that might be an issue. That should be addressed.
That's literally what I was talking about. To where it's just like it would just snap off so easily.
Like, yeah, that's gonna be one of the
Uh,
reasons why I'm not gonna instantly get the Switch 2 on launch date. Like they
yeah.
should they at least they should like address some of these things. Like I'm gonna probably wait for a bit because I do want to. I am thinking about a Quest 3S at a current moment, but anything could change though. As far as I know, the starter price for the last update was supposed to be like $400 for the Switch 2, and
Wait, what?
I think the starter price for the Switch 2 might be like $400 for the last I've heard.
And Switch One was like,
The Switch
wasn't it
started
like
at
three?
$300. The Switch is
Yeah.
$300. The Switch OLED is $350, and the Switch Lite goes for $200.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it makes sense why they would have the price increase, but I feel like well, I mean, if you compare it to like Xbox and PlayStation, I suppose it is cheaper, but I don't know. I'd be more willing to buy it if it was like 350, 375, you know?
I guess I could probably see why it might be $400 at the starting price. If not, then I don't know what the starting price will be for the console. But hey, it's better
Yeah.
than. For me, I really want a new Switch to replace my own one. Battery is bulging and waiting to save up money for an OLED when the Switch 2 releases this year. Well,
So might as well get, yeah, I see where you're coming from there.
well, I was reacting to someone's message in chat.
Oh. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah,
It's still
man, your
kind of
stream
surprising
is
to me
so
because my
behind. Oh,
Switch has never suffered a joystick drift yet. I do have a belief that it's gonna suffer a joystick drift at some points, but these Joy-Cons have not drifted at all. You lucky man.
hmm.
Yeah, you tell me.
Yeah. Maybe it's
Like I've
well, I
had a
mean,
couple of
I,
other random third-party controllers. Like I've had a random third-party Joy-Cons and the joysticks just go way too crazy on them. I don't even know if I even want to attempt to replace the joysticks and the joystick caps for like hall sensors. Probably not a good idea. So those are basically just stored away. There was another one I had that the buttons would light up. It was compatible with PC. The joystick was fucking horrible though. But that wasn't the reason why I don't
mm,
have it anymore. The reason why I don't have that one is because I think it was like the LT button that broke off. I was, if I remember, I was mainly using that controller for like Splatoon 2.
I see. So yeah, you're using that button to aim a lot, putting kind of constant pressure on it.
Yeah, but still,
But
it's a third party controller. What else am I supposed to expect?
yeah,
Not a lot of third party
exactly.
controllers are really even good anymore, especially on the Wii consoles. Like a lot. If you try to look, for example, for like on the Wii console or the GameCube platform, if you like trying to look for a third party controller, nine chances out of 10, you're better off looking for a third party controller that is officially licensed by Nintendo, or just get an official controller.
Yeah, exactly.
Because not a lot of
Because
controllers really work that well.
yeah, because usually when it comes to official stuff, they have a higher sense of quality. Meanwhile, third party can have it at any quality they want, and it's a real mixed bag, leaning on like it's a poor piece of shit. Like I've gotten some third party controllers back during my 360 days, and like the A button and bumpers like immediately took a shit the moment I started like playing Halo Reach with my friends, and it's just like, well, now I got a shitty controller that I gotta use while my friends like play with the good ones. So I just get immediately stomped, and I can't melee or do my little uh like with Halo Reach to where it's like that armor ability stuff. Like I can't do that or throw grenades. Actually, no wait. Halo used the triggers, I believe. So I guess that nullifies my point. But still, third party controllers never really last long, if at
Yeah.
all.
If it's one third party controller, I'd recommend though. It's obviously 8-bit though. Like I said in my other
Okay.
live
Yep.
stream, I recently got the 8-bit doll Ultimate Bluetooth controller, and I've been loving the hell out of that thing.
Excellent.
It's like my favorite controller out of everything. Whatever I'm
Hmm.
playing on PC or my Switch.
Nice. Okay. I've never heard of them, but I'll definitely try it out if I ever need a third party.
There's controllers for PC, Switch, Xbox. Yes, Microsoft actually licenses the 8-bit doll Xbox controllers. But as you would expect, they have to be wired. They have to be wired connected to the Xbox. Because if I
Sure.
remember from what I searched up, the connecting only controllers that can be connected wirelessly are only the official Xbox controllers. Like
Okay.
if you want to use third party controllers, they have to be connected to the console. No other way will work.
I I get you. I get you.
If I remember, it was some licensing thing that Microsoft has that they don't want to give out to other manufacturers.
That makes sense in the corporate bullshit sort of way, but can't really control that.
Yeah. But at the same time, when it comes to a wired controller, it's usually a lot more responsive than wireless half the time, especially if running on Bluetooth.
Okay.
But luckily,
Uh,
if you have a controller that has like a 2.4 gigahertz connection, you're gonna love it. Like my PC
good to
doesn't
know.
have Bluetooth, but thanks to this controller having 2.4 gigahertz connections, it's the best thing to have ever happen.
Sweet. I'll definitely take a look at it. How long's the wire? Like, will I have to be close to the console at all?
The wire that comes with this controller,
Yeah. Well, you
uh,
said it needed to have wire connection. Oh, fuck.
hang on, cause let me unplug my controller dock real quick. If you look at my stream in a few
Mm-hmm.
seconds here, this is the controller dock that comes with it.
Yep. I'm waiting. It's like a good half minute behind, so I'm still not there yet. Whoops.
God, what is with the Twitch delay? What the fuck?
The Twitch delay sucks, dude. Like I see you showing it off to okay. All right.
But yeah,
That's pretty good.
if you wait a bit longer, you'll be able to see the 8-bit DOE connector that is the 2.4 gigahertz connector. I'm not fully sure if it works for connecting to the Switch or not. I've tried it before and I don't think it worked. I might try to see if I'm able to connect it again. If not, then I'll know for certain that 2.4 gigahertz is only a PC thing. But yeah, this is how long the cable it can get. Fucking, that's the cable length when you get to the part for how long the cable is for the dock.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now I think now you're showing me the gigahertz thing. Waiting, waiting, waiting for the cable. There's the cable. Okay, yeah, I would have to be pretty close to the console. Uh, Unfortunately, my setup for my PS5 and Xbox kind of prevent it from having that, so I don't really think I could keep it by cable. So it wouldn't
What
really work for
console are
my
you looking
Xbox.
for to
But if
have
I,
the cable on? For
well, you said it needed to have a cable for Xbox, and I got an Xbox Series S.
Okay,
And
no, no, no,
I
no.
tip.
That's not what I'm trying to say at all. If
Oh,
not exactly like 8 8-bit doll has officially licensed Xbox controllers. The Xbox licensed controllers are the controllers that have to be wired onto the Xbox or PC to use.
wired through.
It's
Like
entirely
you said.
different from the others.
Okay, okay,
Take a look at
okay.
the
That makes enough
websites
sense.
for 8-bit doll and see what I mean.
Okay, give me a moment. What is it called again? What is it called again?
I'll DM it to you.
Oh, okay. That is easier. Okay. Oh, wait, why are we not friends? That's weird. Da, 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 da. Okay. Yeah, there's a cable for it.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on the Switch 2 and how do you think they could improve on it?
One, the Joy-Con connections, that's immediately paramount.
That's the number one
Uh,
top priority that they should be working on if any Nintendo employees are watching the stream.
yeah, watching a two, 3 viewer stream, but
Yeah, I
by the
doubt
off
Nintendo
chance,
employees are gonna watch this stream.
yeah, again, Doug Bowser really values your opinion. um, in any case, I would say that like just make sure. Well, I mean, I doubt they would actually even try to do this, but make sure it's really durable. Like prioritize durability among
Yeah,
everything because you don't really expect Nintendo to have like PS5 type graphics or um Xbox type I don't really know what
what the
Xbox does
rumors that
well,
people
honestly.
think that the Switch 2 is gonna have PS4 graphics.
Yeah, I sincerely doubt that. Like they might have like PS3 graphics, maybe. I mean, they
What
already
graphics
kind
do
of
you
do
think
it.
the Switch has? Like PS2 graphics or Wii U graphics?
I would say definitely Wii U graphics. But I would say like it's kind of in between
In
of
between
PS2 and
PS2 and
PS3.
Wii U graphics?
No, no, between PS2 and PS3 graphics. Like there are certain like depending on the game, they do it pretty well, but overall, I would say like yeah, more sort of Wii U type um things. Even though here's the thing, I've only played on the Wii U once. The only Nintendo console I've had was the Wii, was the original Wii, for like maybe a couple of years before we had to sell it because we're poor as fuck. Um,
Like
but
I grew up on the Wii console and the Nintendo DS Lite.
yeah, you're a bit more lucky. I only had the Wii and
I still
very few
have my
games.
original 2DS back from 2018, and it still works. However, the goddamn circle pad needs to get replaced.
I see.
But yeah, that thing still works perfectly fine. But yeah, another problem. I think I stripped one of the screws on the thing, so gonna have problems opening that up when
Mm,
I get to replace it as circle pad when it comes to the time.
yeah. But yeah, as I said, I would try to prioritize the durability um of the Switch 2 as well as and I don't really know specs all that well. Like I'm not that much of a techie, but try to keep like people always complain about like oh it's 30 FPS. Da, da, da. I don't really care about FPS. Just make sure whatever frames you're trying to get, make it consistent. No matter how intensive the game is or whatever's going on,
Yeah, we're gonna
just try to
the graphics do need to be consistent no matter the frame rate.
yeah, exactly. Like even if the graphics aren't necessarily current gen, quote unquote, which again, that doesn't really matter. What matters is the gameplay. What matters is the feel of it. Because people still play fucking Ocarina of Time because it's a classic, and no one is like, "Oh, it needs a graphical upgrade." Like, I don't like looking at the polygons. It's just like, no, the polygons are a part of it. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta look at it from not trying to make it all like, AI upscale, 120 FPS, like
I
180,
highly doubt that we're
like,
gonna get 120 FPS on the Switch too. I'm saying that right now.
yeah,
I know Nintendo
yeah,
might not be thinking of doing it.
what 1 million, uh, like 180 1 million ADP, like that type of shit to where it's just like yeah, that's cool, but that's only for like those PC master race people that are just like, no, I need to see every single pore on Shadowheart when I simp for her, and I need to make sure that like when Karlach's on stream, I'm literally set on fire.
Let's see. If you're
Like
really annoyed with the poly look, just play the 3DS remakes.
yeah,
Is what
yeah,
someone is saying in chat.
or better yet, get into game design and do it your fucking self. like
Well, I
like
don't think some people in chat are that smart enough to program a game. I'm not smart myself to make a game
exactly
like that.
e- exactly. So shut the fuck up and enjoy playing the game instead of just fucking complaining all the time. Like all that matters is that the game runs good and that the controller doesn't break when you apply 5 ounces of pressure to it. Like that's all that really matters. And I know that sounds like a pretty like, oh, you're an Xbox player kind of opinion. Yeah, I am. Like I play Xbox, I play PlayStation. Like I don't have a PC. I am gonna get a PC at some point, but I'm not gonna go fucking all out and like file bankruptcy in order to like see hyper realistic tits, or like explosions when I'm just using it to play Battlefront 2 for the 5 billionth time or Prototype for the 5 billionth time.
I mentioned it's on my Blue Sky social account, but It's one thing I want to see is that the game cards that the Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna have are gonna be big enough so I can play the Kingdom Hearts games without being on a cloud servers.
Sure.
That's my personal opinion though. I hated the fact that Square Enix ported them to the Switch, but just only cloud graphics instead of like having individual game cards.
Yeah. Like, yeah, also if you just like make a return to physical copies and like and stuff like that, which I know they'll never do because they don't want you to like when you buy something to actually own it. That's crazy. You're crazy. Like, why would you actually want to own the games? That way we can't sell you it again and again and again.
Which is why I can now play Kingdom Hearts on my Steam Deck. Hey, can I borrow your Steam Deck so I can play Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, like I've never really been into Kingdom Hearts, but like make it backwards compatible. Get all the old games back.
Yeah,
Like maybe do some slight tweaks, like not make a whole ass remaster, but like just like, hey, do you want to play games without actually pirating them? Here you go. Here's all of the fucking 3DS games. Here's all the DS games. Here's all the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, GameCube, just
yeah.
everything. Not
You
on a stupid online system. Like, hey, we're gonna start re-releasing all of these games, making physical copies, getting all that sorted out.
So one of my chats trying to tell you, you need to walk down to my house for that, buddy.
Yeah, hopefully we live in the same state, because otherwise that's gonna be a long fucking road trip.
I doubt it.
Well, it depends. Like, I mean, I live in the northwest area of America, so hopefully you're somewhere nearby.
Nope. No, I'm not.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, like that's gonna be a hell of a road trip wherever you are.
Well, absolutely. Okay, do you know what I
Yeah,
actually want to see have a new remaster for the Switch or the Switch 2?
shoot,
The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
I could see that. Yeah. Um,
I want to see that
I'm
game come onto the Switch or the Switch 2. Like, I've been
you
playing
know,
through Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess here and there on my Nintendo Wii. I don't remember the last time I played through it.
sure. Um,
For a second, I also wanted to say Button Kaito, since I've been playing Button Kaito Secret of Wings of the Lost Ocean as well, but those two games already got remasters for the Switch and Steam. So,
okay. I would say if I wanted to do a remaster, this sounds like a very basic bitch take, and I understand that. But I still would really want to see a Wii Sports, Wii Resort remaster. Like just put them in one game, or like put all the sort of like similar type of like sort of Wii avatar sort of things, including like Wiitopia and stuff like that, or Miitopia. I'm sorry.
are you talking like
Um,
expanding the functionality and improvement of Nintendo Switch sports or something?
Sure, yeah, like updating the graphics, maybe adding in some couple extra game modes, sorry, adding some sort of like online servers so you don't have to be in the same uh
I think Nintendo
like
Switch Sports has that
house.
already. If I remember,
Oh, okay.
I watched the video by Smitty when he played Nintendo Switch Sports Bowling with some of his other friends online.
Okay.
If I remember,
Well, again, I've only occasionally played on the Switch playing Breath of the Wild,
I
and I
don't
haven't
have
even
Nintendo
gotten that
Switch
far
Sports,
in
so
it.
I don't know how the experience is. I have played on Wii Sports and a tiny bit of Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah, those games, they were the shit back in the Wii days.
Oh
So
yeah,
I really hope they kind of have a resurgence when it comes to that, and they really lean in more on that sort of vibe. Because
Not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not too positive on Skylanders making a comeback, but I'd be surprised.
I doubt. I doubt.
Yeah,
Because
Skylanders was another guild back in the days, but you
mm,
know,
mm, give me a moment. It looks like there's a chat that keeps popping. Oh no, it's just like jittering. Okay.
but yeah, I'd definitely be seeing. I definitely would prefer to see them improve on the Joy-Con attachments. That should be improved a
Yeah.
lot.
Ooh, you're
Yeah.
gonna be streaming about the Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo?
I have been
We are
streaming
talking.
about it for a while now.
Yep.
Nice.
I've been giving my opinion as to it. Really worried about the Joy-Con connections because they look flimsy as fuck.
Yeah,
And like any sort of rage gamer is immediately gonna go bankrupt the moment they get their hands on it, you know?
yep.
Yeah. Also, I just saw
It-
some NFT person joined, so I instantly banned them because fuck NFTs.
Why
yeah,
NFTs,
no,
dude?
I get that. I get that. Um so yeah, is there anything else to talk about the Switch? Switch 2, I suppose.
Hmm.
I guess
Actually,
we could just keep talking
something
about
has been
what
going through my
remasters we
mind
want
a
since
few seconds ago.
since
Like, what
so
would the
Vale,
home menu for the Nintendo Switch 2 look like?
Yes.
what one do you play Nintendo games all that much? Like, do you have a Switch or
No.
whatever?
No, I don't play Nintendo games. I hate Nintendo.
Fair. You know what? Fair.
That's true.
um,
For me, it's a mixed relationship with Nintendo. Like, yeah, I like Nintendo in a sort of way, but I also hate them in a sort of way.
here's the thing. Just like with all corporations, I love the product. I hate the company. That's how I approach things. To where it's like, hey, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, they're very influential in the gaming sphere, but Nintendo can go fuck itself. Like Nintendo as a company can go fuck itself. Like just make the games, stop trying to like shit on everyone for pirating games that they literally can't get, and just, like eat your cake and don't complain about wanting another.
Yeah.
Or I should say eat your cake and stop worrying about everyone else baking their own.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm not too sure if I want to get the Nintendo Switch too. Like, I might, especially
I would
if there's
I
like
would
any
say
exciting
wait.
games.
I would say wait for the public reviews to come in.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I gotta do. Like I said a while ago, I'm thinking about getting a Quest 3S at some point. But like, I want to wait and see what the reviews think about the Switch 2 right at the start of launch before I think about getting it.
precisely.
Because
Yeah, that
I am positively sure that there's gonna be errors with it, like first few days of the Switch 2 being out.
just like any console.
Yeah, and I would rather wait for some of the major ones to be reissued, such as the durability and how it's gonna be for the Joy-Con attachments.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
like someone pointed out already, the Joy-Cons might have a chance of breaking off a bit of the parts, rendering the Joy-Cons
Oh,
unable to be used with it.
yeah. You know, knowing uh gaming companies nowadays, they probably intentionally do that. Like poorly build their shit so then people buy more
Yeah.
controllers.
Anymore, some of these electronics are literally made to just discard after
That's
a few
called
years.
imputification, my friend. It's a real thing.
Yep.
Yep. Why make your stuff good when you can like make them shitty so you can buy more and more and more? Like I'm glad that I'm playing on the PS5 currently, and I've experienced no joystick drift. Um, on the controller I'm working with, the triangle button's a little bit like not necessarily like unresponsive, but like there's some weird squishiness to it, if that makes any sense.
I kind of
Like
feel
with every
like
other
the
button, there's like,
stick drift is more vulnerable, mainly on the Switch Joy-Cons. I'm not sure for the Pro controller, but I could definitely say
the
that
pro-
it's vulnerable on the Joy-Cons.
yeah.
I'd be
The Pro
shocked if
controller,
the
you can like kind of take off the bottom shell and you can actually replace the Joy-Cons like much easier. So the at least the Edge does focus more on like, hey, we are aware of the Joy-Con problem, or at the very least, we have designed the Joy-Con problem to be this way, and we've made it easier to replace for those that spend the money so they could spend more money.
if it's one thing
Great.
that I'd be shocked about is if they implement the Hall effect joysticks in the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. That I would love for them to do.
Yeah.
But do you know what surprises me? Is that the Switch 2 has actually two USB-C ports instead of one.
Well, they call it the Switch 2 for a reason.
Well, what is Nintendo planning? Like adding Nintendo DS onto Nintendo Switch Online? Who knows? It could
I
happen,
mean, that'd be cool.
but I doubt it.
Yeah, that would imply that they'd actually care about doing that.
Though if it's one thing that I'd rather play them on, it is literally the thing is DS and 3DS games are only respectfully played on those platforms themselves. Like to me, it would be painful trying to play a Nintendo emulate a DS or a 3DS game on PC because of like trying to use the touchscreen with the mouse is not very much of a good experience if you ask me. Like
Sure, yeah, you would
I've
need to
never tried it
like
myself,
mod
but I
in
don't
your
want to.
own touchscreen or something.
Like if
Like,
they were to make a comeback on the Wii console or the Nintendo 3DS console, I would buy that shit.
sure, I see where you're coming from.
Cause I loved those two back in the days.
Yeah, the Wii's goated.
What else do you think could see improvements on the Switch too?
I mean, I've kind of said everything that I'd want to have. Because I feel like everything else they wouldn't really care about. Well, I mean, even the stuff I did say, they wouldn't really care about.
Probably
Like,
not.
oh, durability. That means they can't buy any more stuff.
Scarlet and
Scarlet and
Violet more
Violet more
playable.
playable. That means they'd actually have to make good Pokemon games. Well, I mean, they did make Arceus, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
Um,
have Legends Arceus.
yeah,
Are they coming up with a new Pokemon Legends game? I don't remember what it's called, but weren't they making a new one?
I don't fucking know.
Like, I don't play much of
I'm not
Pokemon,
that
but I
I'm not
have a
that
few
much of a
Pokemon
Pokemon
games,
guy.
the Legends Arceus and both Detective Pikachu games.
Hmm.
But I don't remember what that new Pokemon Legends game was called that was coming out.
I have no fucking idea.
I'm gonna go search it up to see what it was called, because I don't remember what it was called.
Like, I'm still trying to play fucking Pokemon Red. Like, I've got a lot of catching up to do.
Pokemon Legends CA? Okay, yeah, that's what it was called.
What does ZA stand for?
Well, I gotta go do stuff. I'll see you guys later.
Alright, we'll see, yeah.
Oh, okay. See you, Bayo. But yeah, thank you for uh well, I guess thank you for letting me invite myself on stream. I was gonna say thank you for inviting me, but I just kind of hopped on, just like, hey, can I give my opinion?
Bro literally just said, I'm not typing in Twitch forever, bring me in here.
Yeah. Well, I had to. Obviously, I had quite a lot to say, and I didn't want to fucking type a whole fucking essay
It's
about my
from Carlos,
opinion, and I'd
so
rather just
basically Pokemon
say it
Z.
more
Okay.
succinctly.
Sorry, someone was typing in chat.
I'm looking around. I'm doing some Discord stuff. Give me a moment.
But yeah, all I really had to say is that I could see improvements on the Joy-Con durability mostly to have like a secure connection. That is like
Sure.
the top
Yeah.
priority for the Switch 2 to be good. It lasts long.
Yeah. That would be cool if they did do that.
Now, here's the thing though.
Is it realistic? I wouldn't say so.
Here's the thing though. Is the Switch 2 gonna have analog triggers?
You mean haptic triggers like the PlayStation
I don't
or
know how it
PS5?
works because I don't have a DualSense or an Xbox Series X controller, but I talk like the Switch uses the digital buttons still instead of the analog. Like, is the Switch 2 gonna have the analog or haptic triggers of whatever it's called that I don't know about yet? Will the Switch 2 Joy-Cons and Pro controllers have this? GameCube uses analog
Um,
and digital. Well, yeah.
hmm. I I couldn't really say. I couldn't really. I would prefer they have analog because it feels like that would be more responsive and it would feel better. Um, but to be completely honest, I would probably say whatever they did with the previous Switch. If they did digital, they probably do digital again. Because the Switch 2 overall, as much as I've seen of it, because I haven't really like I've only seen as much as you've shown me on stream, but this feels like a very PS5 Pro kind of situation to where it's like, oh hey, here's the new console. It's the old one, but slightly better. For this, that, and the other reason. And like, wait, what? You actually wanted us to make a new console? That requires us to be creative. Sorry, we just want your money, not to actually think about how to get your money.
Don't know. Maybe I might buy the alarm before the Switch too.
Yeah, like I'd wait a solid month to like get a very clear opinion on how that's like how the Switch 2 is.
You think they'll make
Looking
Mario
through.
Odyssey 2? It could be a possibility. I never played Mario Odyssey before, so I wouldn't know how the experience is.
I've played like 5 seconds of it, and I would say, well, I mean, they already kind of
someone's
made
mad at
Mario
me in chat.
Wonder, so I feel like how Nintendo approaches Mario is like how what am I trying to go with this?
You never played it? Yeah, I've never played it before.
I was gonna compare it to something, but essentially, like,
Were you gonna compare it to
you know
Mario
those
Galaxy?
huh?
Were you gonna compare it to like Mario Galaxy or something?
No, I'm just saying, like, as like a whole, there's this sort of thing to where, like, with each installation of a game, there's always kind of like a new. Oh, it's like Sonic. They approach it like Sonic, to where each game they always try to do a different gimmick of like a different thing. So like Mario Wonder, there's those fucking Wonder Shrooms or
Mario
whatever. I
Wonder.
forget.
Oh, yeah, right, that
Yeah,
game.
that
For a
game. Yeah,
second, I was
like
confused what you meant by Mario Wonder. I forgot that game was out there.
right. But anyway, you kind of see what I'm getting at in the sense of they always try to do something new or quote unquote innovative, um, or innovative depending on how you pronounce it. Um, and with and to compare it back to Sonic, Sonic doesn't really do it all that well. Frontiers was pretty good. Superstars, I haven't played it, but it seems pretty meh from how most people review it. Like it's not Sonic 06 or anything, but it's just like you could take it or leave it. But like with Mario, they do pretty well whenever they do a new gimmick.
Yeah,
Like Odyssey with the whole Cappy mechanic, and then Wonder with the whole Wonder powers or whatever. I forget what they call them, like the Wonder power up.
it's a
And
remake
they'll
of Mario
always
Party
kind of
1. So, which game was it you were talking about? Because someone in chat's going, it's a remake of Mario Party 1. Oh, Superstars? I don't remember playing the first Mario Party. I might
I've
play it.
play I played I think Mario Party 8 recently
Beggar
during a
game,
Christmas
by the
party.
way, on the Wii. Fucking beggar game.
Mario Party 8.
Mario Party 8.
If it was on the Wii, okay, whatever it might have not been 8. Whatever was the newest Mario Party before Jamboree, I was playing that one.
Mario Party Superstars?
I don't think it was Superstars.
Because Super
I don't
Mario
remember.
Party first came out, which exclusively required the Joy-Cons. Then came Mario Party Superstars, which is compatible with handheld and pro controllers. And now we're on Mario Party Jamboree. I don't have any Mario Party games on the Switch right now, but I have watched videos of people raging over Mario Party.
Of course, that's like the main thing Mario Party is all about.
Same with Mario Kart, buddy.
Yeah. But essentially, what I'm trying to get at is, I played the one where like after like you team up with someone, you do a high five and stuff like that, and you get coins. Because that's like the main mechanic I think that one had, or
I
like that was the first one that introduced getting like other characters that give you bonus dice and like
yeah,
kind of
I think
stacks up.
like
That might be superstars.
No, that was the first Super Mario Party. Whatever you are partnered with someone or certain situations, you do this thing when you swing the Joy Cons at the same exact time to high five each other, whatever it is. And if it's a dual mini game with like 2v2, you get extra coins. I think.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that was the first Super. That's the first Super Mario Party on the Switch, not
On the
Mario Party
Switch.
Superstars.
I thought you were saying the first Super Mario Party, like, period. And I'm like, didn't the first one release for like the fucking GameCube or something? Like,
No,
how the hell?
the first three Mario Party games were on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, on the 64. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking, like, really? They had that mechanic way back when?
Hell
I didn't
no.
even think they had motion controls.
Motion controls weren't introduced until the Wii console, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Where it's like, how the fuck did they get that shit on the N64? But yeah, no, I misunderstood. Um, but yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. Because again, I'm not that much of a Switch user. If I was, I'd probably have way more opinions. But yeah, I could kind of leave it at that.
But yeah, overall, the main thing that should be improved is the durability of attaching the Switch to Joy Cons and removing them, so that it's
Absolutely,
not so easy to
that needs
break
to be
off. Cause I
that is absolutely paramount.
Because I can be pretty sure that there might the first batch there might be issues. So I could probably see what's gonna happen. Like some people are gonna have issues with the Joy-Con mechanic, and that there's gonna be
They're
reports of them
they're
breaking.
probably gonna come out with like a Switch 2 Plus or something that fixes that issue. So like it's probably gonna be this whole like drama about like, oh, all
That's probably
these
not gonna happen until like
YouTubers and
next year
Twitch
or the second
streamers are
year.
like breaking all their shit, and it's pretty much Nintendo's fault. But Nintendo's being like, you should actually be like way more careful with your controllers. That's on you, bud. But we'll come out with this new console, but it's not our fault. It's your fault. But for the sake of profitability, we'll fix it for you. You know, because they're bitches like that.
Yeah, they
Um,
know on how common people break the Switch consoles.
yeah, and they probably do it super intentionally. But if I was the head of Nintendo, if I was Doug Bowser, I'd be on their ass about it, being like, "Hey, no, I want to throw this shit off the fucking Space Needle in Seattle, and that shit still work." Like, I don't want to see a crack on that shit, or all of you are fired. I want this shit made in Germany. I want it to be like whole steel metal, or like aluminum or something to where it's like durable as fuck. You could drop it from the sun and it's still like it still can run Tears of the Kingdom without any issue.
Do you think we're really gonna get a non-breakable console?
I mean, that'd be nice, but I understand that is highly unrealistic because then if they make the perfect console, then they can't sell any more consoles. So they're always gonna kind of have some intentional flaws to it to some degree. So then,
If I
they could
remember,
come out with the new one.
if I remember, the only console that doesn't have a lot of errors is literally the Sega Dreamcast.
The Sega Dreamcast. God, remember when Sega made consoles?
I mean, they were not all that bad. Like, yeah, sure,
No, no,
they weren't
I'm not
suitable for
saying
the console market, but they did
yeah,
have some great
no, I'm
things
not
with the consoles.
no, I wasn't saying that they did. I'm just saying like, man, Sega's really changed as a company overall in like many different ways.
Maybe we just say we're not a retro company.
Even though all the stuff, well, I mean, there is Yakuza, but other than that, like they just really backseat on Sonic, and like I don't know, fucking like Super Monkey Ball or whatever, but yeah, like honestly, with how everything's going, like to kind of move the topic over to Sega, because I kind of said all I need to say about Nintendo. I feel like Sega is gonna become like the next Marvel, to where it's like the Sonic movies are doing really well. Everyone's loving them. Everyone's hating Disney. Everyone's hating Marvel. So I feel like Sega is going to become less of a games company and more of a movies and
Still
TV
gonna say
show
this with a
company.
passion. Nintendo is even worse than Disney is. By the way, someone in chat says Shadow Generations was great.
But yes, whoever said that, goated opinion. I haven't really, well, before the Sonic movies, I wasn't really much of a Sonic fan. I did watch Sonic content and stuff like that. Like I loved Snap Cubes, fan dubs. I love the fandom. I love the Sonic fandom because it creates so much
Dr. Alfred moment.
interesting, stupid, funny things, and I just can't help but enjoy it. But then once the movie started coming out, and then Frontiers happened, and then Generations, I can't help to say, but I'm a Sonic fan now.
He just posted, who posted my news? What the fuck?
Who posted my nudes on Twitter.com?
Who posted my news?
I fucked your wife.
What? You are not allowed to fuck my wife.
What? You are not allowed to fuck my wife? Shadow, get back here right now! Shadow! What the fuck? I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife. That's right. He took his hedgehog fucking quilly dick out, and he pissed on my fucking wife.
Paper
And he
box
said his
house is
dick
the
was
treasure.
this big. Huh?
He just posted paper box house is a treasure.
Oh, he absolutely is. Alfred Coleman is a saint upon our modern world that we call the internet. And he said his dick was this big, and I said
Still
that's
continues with the
disgusting.
lore.
So I am making
I
a
love
call-out
this.
post on my Twitter.com. Shadow the Hedgehog, you have a small dick. It's the size of this walnut, except way smaller.
I don't know. Maybe we do
Now,
not
guess
need
what?
to. Maybe we do not need to stream Paper Mario 1000 Year Door today. I'm getting content already.
Here's what my dog looks like. That's right, baby. All point, no quills,
Chat just starts
no
laughing.
pillows. Look at that. It looks like two balls in a bong. He fucked my wife. So guess what? I'm going to fuck the earth.
You know,
That's
I just
right.
gotta save
This
you
is
the
what
hassle.
you get. My super laser piss. I'm gonna finish this. But I'm not going to piss on the earth. I'm going to go
You know what? I'm gonna
higher.
play it on my stream. Why not?
I'm pissing on the moon. How do you
Wait,
like
hold
that,
on a
so
second.
Papa?
There's a video named Automaton Eggman's announcement.
Yeah.
Hang on. Hang
I
on.
pissed on the
We
moon,
gotta
idiot.
search this up.
You have 23 hours before the piss droplets hit the fucking earth.
Hang on.
Now
We're
get out of my
gonna
fucking
play a video.
before I piss on you too.
Hang on, we're gonna play the so-called automaton segment announcement. We gotta see what this shit is about.
Yes, I've watched this.
What the fuck am I watching?
It's so good, dude. The size
That's
of
it,
a walnut,
Tonto.
way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dog looks like. That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that. It looks like 2 balls in a paw. You fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm gonna fuck the earth. That's right, this is what you get. My super laser piss. Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon. That's right. I pissed on the moon. That's right, Obama. Droplets hit the fucking earth. Now get out of my fucking sight before I piss on you too.
Wait, no. No, stop. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop before some YouTuber comes over and kills me.
Are we just watching Eggman announcements now?
No, I had to stop it before Albuquerque started flying.
Yeah.
Automaton Albuquerque.
Everyone will be able to watch Splatoon 2 Let's Plays by Eggman. Shadow, have you killed that blue gumball son of a bitch? Now get out of here before the island fucking explodes.
This live stream really has turned into talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 all the way over to Eggman and Automaton.
Snapcube fan dub. Get out of here before the island explodes, you Hot Topic wannabe, and you blue gumball son of a bitch. You have done nothing but ruin my life. I hope you both.
I'm gonna say binge watch Snapcube dubs. No, I'm not
Dude,
gonna
they're great.
do that this stream.
No. Dude, no. Hey, have you seen the Shadow fan dub?
Shadow fan dub? What?
They made a Shadow fan dub, and it is a masterpiece upon our modern media. It is so fucking good. You do not believe it. You need to watch it. I do not care if you get banned off Twitch. There's nothing that would ban you other than like obscene language, which I don't think Twitch cares about. They just care about.
I'm not
boobs and
gonna
stuff.
play it on stream, but I'm gonna watch it after I'm done, probably.
Dude, I highly recommend it. Highly. It's so good. They also did Sonic Riders as well. Like, they did Sonic Riders. They did Sly Cooper, which is a really weird one. because there's like so few cutscenes that they really have to work with like the bare minimum. Like, and they somehow are able to make a story about it, but it's so obscene, and like you could tell that like that like the people have to work really hard in order to make it funny, but
Yeah.
they do. They figure out a way to make it funny.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna watch the Shadow the Hedgehog fandom after this stream's done.
Dude, highly recommend it. Highly. I wouldn't blame you if you stopped stream right now to go and watch it and then come back and restream to give me your opinion on it. Like, that's how highly I place it. It's better than Madam Web. I can definitely say that. Like, it's better than Madam Web. It's better than Kraven the Hunter. Like, it's better than anything within the Sony verse. levels of like
What is Madam
media.
Web supposed to be? Some sort of Disney Plus original or something? I don't remember.
What are you talking about?
What is Madam Web supposed to be? Some sort of Disney Plus original or something? I don't remember.
It's in the same universe as like the Sony verse, so like the Venom movies, Morbius,
I
like
see.
that sort of realm of like, oh, it's Spider-Man. It's like Spider-Man characters without Spider-Man. That is to say, only the Venom movies are good because like the dynamic between Eddie Brock and Venom is carrying the entire franchise because everything else is dog shit. And like honestly, I would say that the Shadow fan dub is better because the characters make the story. Like I love the Snap Cube version of Black Doom. It is by far my best it is by far the best interpretation of Black Doom I have witnessed. Like, you know, if you've ever seen gameplay, because I doubt you've actually played the game, it's like Shadow, we must destroy humanity for their sins.
I have never played
And
any Shadow games before, to be honest.
I doubt you have, but
Yeah, I've never played
like,
any Shadow games.
are you aware about the Shadow lore?
Not fully.
Uh, well, so
Only
Black
Sonic
Doom.
games I've actually played back then, or like Sonic Rush. I don't have it, but I played it back then. But
Like the mobile game?
the Nintendo DS game,
Oh,
I have a Nintendo DS copy of Sonic Colors as well. Pure gold right there.
I see. Um, so essentially, this is going to get really complicated really fast, but I'm going to explain to you Shadow's backstory. Uh,
Alright,
if
chat,
you
prepare
have
yourselves
no,
for the Shadow lore.
if you're cool with it, that is. The Sonic 3 movie does a excellent job of simplifying it as a concept because there's a lot going on when it goes to Shadow,
I have not
and I
watched the
really
Sonic 3 movie yet, so don't spoil the
it's
movie for me.
I'm not gonna tell you what happens in the movie. All right, I'm just gonna talk about video game Shadow because they are different interpretations.
Okay.
Um, but essentially, it all starts with a guy called Gerald Robotnik. And Gerald Robotnik is the grandfather of Ivo Robotnik, also known as Eggman. And in the games, this takes place during the 1950s, by the way, just to give you kind of the context of like what time period we're in. Um, essentially, Jared Robotnik was hired by the United Federation, which is the Sonic equivalent of the United States, and specifically GUN, Guardian Units of Nations, which is the Sonic equivalent of the UN. Um, and they're pretty much hiring him to create the ultimate life form, something that is immortal, that is like the strongest being in all of existence, in order to like use it as a weapon and stuff like that. You know, classic government bullshit. So um, Gerald does do this, but he doesn't really do it for the sake of the United Federation or GUN or anything like that.
He does
But
it for Robotnik.
instead, he doesn't do it for himself, but he does it for a very personal reason. That is his daughter, Maria Robotnik, who is suffering from a unspecified disease. It's like some sort of uh like muscle failure kind of thing, if I remember correctly. I believe it is like a fictional disease, but it's kind of inspired off of real ones. But essentially, Maria is dying, and Gerald wants to figure out a way to create the ultimate life form, so then he can figure out a cure to Maria's disease via the ultimate life form. So at first, he starts working on salamanders, which have a very impressive healing factor, like in real life. Like in real life, salamanders are really good at regenerating lost limbs, that whole sort of thing, like repelling diseases, and that whole sort of concept. So he works on a salamander. Um, I think if I remember correctly, he pumps it full of chaos energy, which is chaos energy is like what the chaos emerald come from, and stuff like that. And es- essentially, that whole thing fails as the salamander grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and they need to throw more life support systems on it because it can't really sustain itself with all that power. And this experiment, this prototype, isn't the ultimate life form, but it's kind of like the first step. And what they create is called the Biolizard, and that is the first. That is the final boss in Sonic Adventure 2, the same game that introduces Shadow the Hedgehog. So you can kind of see it as like Shadow's older brother in a weird way. Um, yeah. Um, and the Biolizard is considered a failure because it's strong, yeah, but one, it can't sustain its own power. It's very unstable. It's very chaotic. Two, it can't really be controlled. You can't really like send it out and destroy a country because it'll just destroy the whole world, like Godzilla type shit. Um, so Gerald's kind of like, fuck. Gunn isn't happy with me. The United Federations isn't happening with me. I'm nowhere near curing Maria because for Gerald, that's the goal. Cure Maria. He
So
doesn't give a
all
fuck
he's
about
trying to do is
anything
to
else.
like try to make sure he doesn't lose Maria.
Yeah, he's trying to make sure he doesn't lose Maria and also satisfy Gunn so they can keep funding his project. Um, so like he does like some other like tech stuff, like kind of making this whole fucking orbital space station called the Ark, called the Space Colony Ark. And it is like, in Eggman's announcement when it's like like, Shadow the Hedgehog, you got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut, except way
Yeah,
smaller. And then it like blows up and it shows this Eggman like face. That is the Space Colony Arc. Gerald Robotnik designed that himself, and yes, he did intentionally make it look like his face. That is modeled after his own face, the nose, the eyes, the mustache, the whole show.
yeah,
Um, and and that works as a double entendre of one, giving Gunn a whole ass space colony, and two, it actually helps with suppressing Maria's disease because there's a less harsher gravity or something like that. So Maria kind of has an easier time uh, living just in general. So like she can actually like stand up and move around and stuff instead of just being on a hospital bed. So Gerald and Maria live on the Space Colony Ark, trying to figure out how to create the ultimate life form. Maria's just a kid, so she's not really fully like, it's like she doesn't really care. Like she just wants to live her life. She wants to know what it's like on Earth and stuff like that because she doesn't really remember what Earth was like because Gerald literally like took her as a baby from her parents. Because again, Maria's like his grandchild essentially, uh, and Gerald's kind of like he's doing a good thing but in very morally questionable ways, like consistently. Because he wants to save Maria by any means necessary. So he's trying to figure out how the fuck to make the ultimate life form so he can eventually make a cure for Maria. And suddenly, out of nowhere, he gets approached by this weird demon motherfucker, which turns out to be Black Doom, who is this like alien emperor demon guy who's pretty much a Sonic equivalent of Satan. He's like, "Yo, Gerald, I know you're trying to make like the strongest being to ever exist. So I am going to give you my blood in order to create the ultimate life form. But in 50 years, I will need this ultimate life form and the Chaos Emeralds in order to destroy the planet." And Gerald is like, "Yeah, okay." So he takes Black Doom's blood and he does some tests and runs and stuff. And that eventually creates Shadow the Hedgehog. The true ultimate life form. But Gerald isn't entirely stupid as of like trusting Black Doom and like agreeing to the whole 50 years I'm going to destroy the planet type of thing. So Gerald does two separate things as a contingency plan for when Black Doom returns. One, he creates the Eclipse Cannon, which is the nose of the ship that pisses on the moon in Eggman's announcement. That's what the Eclipse Cannon is, and it is strong enough to destroy Black Doom and his forces. That's the original intent of the Eclipse Cannon, is to destroy the aliens that are going to come and invade in the next 50 years. Secondly, he creates a digital copy of Maria's soul and puts it in Shadow. So when Black Doom comes to claim Shadow, Shadow can resist and fight back and defend the world just as Maria wanted. Like, because Maria loves the planet, she loves Earth, she loves humanity, she's this being of absolute good and purity. So, so Shadow is made from Black Doom, this black-hearted hero. This black-hearted evil. But he has been given this soul of a brave-hearted hero, to which he is all of. Anyone knows that reference? Haha, good job. And that's why Shadow's kind of this very like anti-hero kind of thing, because he has this natural darkness to him, but he also keeps this light in him that helps him guide towards the proper good path. So with anyone that's like, oh, Shadow is just evil Sonic, that is highly reductive, because he's this weapon that doesn't want to be a weapon. That has been he's this weapon that's been programmed to not be a weapon. So essentially, Gunn figures out that Gerald made the deal with Black Doom, and so in response, they fucking raid the space colony Ark and kill everyone on board except for Gerald and Shadow. This includes Maria. This explains why Maria dies, and it's from intentional point-blank gunfire. Like, they shoot a child intentionally, fucking killed her right in front of Shadow, right as Maria, like, launches him from the space colony Ark onto Earth. And Gunn has managed to intercept him and keep him on cryostasis, surprisingly, for 50 years.
So essentially,
Gerald,
Mariah
meanwhile,
just sacrificed herself to keep Shadow's life intact.
well, she tried, but Gunn did find him. But they didn't kill him because he was too expensive to destroy. But at the same time, he was too dangerous to be like conscious. So they just kind of kept him locked in an ice box and threw him deep underground. Meanwhile, they pretty much imprisoned Gerald Robotnik because they don't want to kill him because they could still use his super intelligence and stuff like that. So they just kind of keep him on watch. Meanwhile, from Gerald's perspective, the light of his life is gone. His whole reason for doing this in the first place is dead. Maria, that is. So he just kind of lets this hate poison and consume him to where he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to program the Eclipse Cannon to just destroy the Earth in 50 years. So that way I fuck over humanity and Black Doom. So Black Doom can't get humanity because Black Doom wants to like use them as like sin batteries or something. I don't really know, but like Black Doom wants humanity not completely extinguished, but subservient to the Black Arms. And he pretty much uses Shadow as a way to like, hey, once this motherfucker wakes up, he's going to activate the Eclipse Cannon and blow up everything. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's the ultimate life form. He'll be able to figure it out. And he kind of sets up everything to happen. And he eventually dies due to old age. And now we skip 50 years in the future to Sonic Adventure 2, where Ivo Robotnik, Eggman, he I forget how he like figures out everything, but essentially he finds the gun headquarters that keeps Shadow. He releases Shadow and is like, you are the creation of my grandfather, Gerald Robotnik. So you are going to follow me and help me take over the world. And Shadow's like, yeah, okay, I guess. I definitely don't want to destroy the world or anything. What did you say? Nothing. So the whole game is Shadow and Eggman working together for completely different reasons. Because Eggman wants to rule the world, Shadow wants to destroy it because Maria died, and Gerald has kind of like planned with Shadow to be like, okay, the moment you get out, fucking wreck shit, my boy. But with his conflicts with Sonic and the whole situation that happens, he realizes that's not what Maria would have wanted. What would Maria want for Earth? And he decides, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to destroy the world. I'm going to stop Eggman. I'm going to kill the Bio-Lizard because that somehow broke out of containment. I forget how the Bio-Lizard breaks out, but it does. And fucking in the best fucking battle, in my opinion, fucking teams up with Sonic, beats the Bio-Lizard, and everyone sings Kumbaya. But then Shadow the Hedgehog happens. Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game, to which Black Doom returns. And the thing is, with Sonic Adventure 2, after Sonic and Shadow beat the Bio-Lizard, Shadow runs out of like chaos energy. Like he loses his super form and falls to the earth again. But this time when he lands, he gains amnesia and forgets everything that happened. So
Aren't there
during the
any
event
Shadow the
of,
Hedgehog games on a GameCube?
yeah, I believe
Because
Shadow
I
the
know
Hedgehog
there's
was
Sonic
for the
Adventure DX Director's Cut and 2 battles on the GameCube platform. I kind of want to
I
try those ones out. Wasn't there like ain't there any Shadow games on the GameCube?
I believe there was, yes. Shadow the Hedgehog, I believe, was the PS2, GameCube. Yeah, I think you're on the money with that.
Because some of
But
the
essentially,
Dreamcast classics were ported over to the GameCube at the time,
yep,
exclusively.
yep, yep. Um, to really heavily simplify the plot of Shadow the Hedgehog, because the difficulty with it is there's multiple paths you can go. So like you could either do like a hero route, you could do a dark route, you could do a neutral route, or you could kind of do stuff in the middle. It depends on what kind of mission objectives you do and stuff like that. It's really complicated. But essentially, to really simplify it, Shadow collects the Chaos Emeralds, um, and eventually like, kind of slowly remembers everything that happens over time, uh, realizing, hey, yeah, I was designed to help Black Doom. Like, this was a part of my creation, but I choose who I am. And I, for the sake of Maria, because I don't want this world to die, because I know Maria wouldn't like that. That's not what she would have wanted. She would have wanted to give humanity that chance to become better. So Shadow fights against Black Doom, kicks his fucking ass, and then everyone sings Kumbaya, and that's pretty much the whole story of Shadow the Hedgehog up until Sonic 06, where he does stuff and it doesn't really matter because no one cares about Sonic 06. And then, Sonic kind of went down the drain story-wise when it came to Shadow. Like, they just kind of used him as evil Sonic, even though he's not evil Sonic. That's Scourge from the comics. Scourge is the evil Sonic. He's just an asshole. Shadow is this designed artificial life that's just trying to figure out what the fuck he's supposed to do.
Like,
And
if I
just kind of
wanted to get
default.
any of these Sonic or Shadow games, what should I start with? Because, like I said, I
I would
played Sonic Colors.
I would say start with huh. I don't know. Again, I haven't really played that many of the games. I just know the lore. I'm a lore fiend. So it really depends on what you want to know, like what you want to really get into.
Like right now,
If you want to look,
for some of the GameCube titles I have on the list, I have both the Sonic Adventure on the list of retro stuff to get.
I would recommend playing Sonic Adventure, both Sonic Adventures, because that really is, in my opinion, the core of why people love Sonic as a franchise. Because yeah, there's like the classic Sonic games and stuff like that, but the thing that really kicked it off, the thing that added all the like sort of angst and the live and learn and like all that shit that makes you go, yeah, that's Sonic right there, started with Sonic Adventure. And then Sonic Adventure 2 really took it up to that next level. And then Sonic Heroes was pretty meh. It was like, some people like it, some people don't. It's kind of in the air. So I would say definitely play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Definitely play those. If you want to play Sonic Heroes, go ahead, but it's not necessary. Uh, and then
I
with
do know
Shadow
the
the Hedgehog,
existence of Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes is essentially um,
I do know it's on
it, it's
PS2 and GameCube, so
it's
I'm good for
essentially
there.
the spirit. It's essentially the spiritual successor of Sonic Adventure, even though the story is nowhere near as good or as It's just more of a reason for all the heroes to fight each other. But the gameplay, depending on the person you're talking to, likes it or doesn't. But essentially, instead of just playing as one character, you play as 3, and you can kind of swap out each one depending on the situation. So if you're playing as Team Sonic, for example, you might need to use Sonic to do some like wall jumps and stuff like that, and like speed through an area. You might need to use Knuckles to glide in the air or punch some people, or you use Tails to like fly up and whatever else Tails does, I kind of forget. um, and again, not necessary. It's not really necessary to understanding Sonic lore. So if you're trying to understand the Sonic lore, you could kind of just like watch the cutscenes and then move on with your life. But with Shadow the Hedgehog, I would recommend playing it, but I wouldn't play the base game. I would play there's like this modded version that really fixes it up, that like makes it so much more of an enjoyable game.
Which
Because
platform?
in Shadow that I don't know, probably PC, I guess. I don't really know. Again, I'm not that much of a techie, but
Are we talking a
essentially
specific version of Shadow the Hedgehog?
huh?
Are we talking a specific version?
Uh, I would say so. There's the vanilla Shadow, and I don't really know if like the PS2 version is better or the GameCube version is better. I have no idea. Again, I'm not a tech guy. Uh, but the vanilla game is very tedious. Like there's 10 endings to the game, and in order to unlock the final ending, you need to complete all 10 endings, which is it's a bitch. It's like there's so many people. I've watched so many videos of people just draining their soul, and it's so like
How long would it
about
take
it.
to actually finish the entire game for like playthroughs?
Uh it's taken people years because the like whole thing of like, oh okay, I'll play like 2 or 3 endings in like a week or so, like through streams and stuff like that. But then people get so tired with the game, they have like a year hiatus of just not playing it because they don't want to play it. And then they come back, do a couple of more, finish the game up. So I can't really say like a specific amount of game time, but I do know it's too long. It is way too long. So I'd recommend a modded version, which I forget what it is, but Snapcube did do a playthrough with that specific modded version to where you only need to do 3 of the endings, and the missions are much more, I should say, much less tedious, much easier to kind of get through and get to the final ending. You beat the final ending, you move on with your fucking life. Like, I would much recommend doing that. But if you can't really get the modded Shadow the Hedgehog, I would just say watch the cutscenes and move on with your motherfucking life. Then I wouldn't play Sonic 06, Sonic 2006. I would play the modded version of Sonic 2006 called Project 06, which makes the game way more playable, way more tolerable as a game. So don't touch the vanilla experience unless you want to intentionally rage out like Lythero. Like I love the Lythero streams of Sonic 06. Um, but I would not wish that fate upon any man, especially not you, Tetra. So I would say play Project 06, not Sonic 06. Even though they are the same game, Project 06 is better in practically every way.
I
Um,
know nothing about
then,
Sonic 06.
uh, good. I'll just say good on that.
I'm
Spoilers. Sonic dies, but then is revived by the kiss of a human woman. Because the human woman loves him. Sonic the Hedgehog. The anthropomorphic hedgehog. It's weird. No one likes it. Everyone tries to forget, but no one will, because that shit's way too fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'm born from fucking 2004. No way I'm gonna know anything about that game.
Dude, the only reason why I do is because I have watched so many documentaries about like how shit it is and how weird the story is. And like I feel bad for Silver because this is Silver's debut game. Silver the Hedgehog, if you're aware of the character.
I've heard of him.
He was essentially supposed to be the next Shadow of like, oh hey, here's like Silver, Shadow, and Sonic. They're like the big three hedgehogs. But Sonic 06 was so bad that it permanently shifted Silver's character to be like, hey guys, it's me. I'm here. And then everyone's like, get the fuck out. And then he's like, oh, okay. Like, I love Silver because he's such like he reminds me so much of myself in the way of just like he just wants to be involved and no one really cares. Like he's just this optimistic little cherub of sunshine and no one really takes him seriously because of that, and I adore him for it. Again, I love the Sonic characters. But the Sonic games are an extremely mixed bag. Extremely mixed. But after either skipping Sonic 06 entirely or playing or playing Project 06, I would say after that, play Sonic Unleashed, which is the one where Sonic turns into a werehog.
Isn't that on the Wii console?
It's on the Wii, but it's also on the PS2 and the Xbox 360. From what I understand, the Xbox 360 version is the best version. I've played a little bit of it, and I sucked ass, so I don't know if that was my fault or if that's the game's fault. But people really hold Unleashed close to their heart. So I would say play Unleashed at least until you get bored or tired with it. And then after that,
I'm
there
able
are
to emulate the PS2 version and I'm not sure if like how good is widescreen between the two if widescreen patches are available for PS2 version.
Here's the thing. Last time I played the PS2 version, I was like 8. So I have no fucking, and I played it on the PS2. I don't have a PC. I have a shitty little Chromebook. I'm right now on my phone talking to you, so I can't really say how the ports are. I can't really say how any of like I don't really know how the widescreen looks. But I would recommend trying to figure it out and playing it because it's an
Like I
enjoyable
said,
experience.
I got the Wii console, so I wanted to take a look to see what some of these Wii and GameCube titles look like.
I've heard the Wii version of Unleashed is the worst. So if you want to intentionally
Didn't that one
like
support
play
the
a
classic
bad,
controller?
huh?
Didn't Sonic Unleashed on the Wii support the classic controller though?
I don't know. I've never played the Wii version. Um, but to continue answering your question of what Sonic games you should play, there are the storybook, Sonic games, to where there are only 2. there's Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight,
I
which
played a
are,
bit of
if
Secret
my
Rings.
memory, if my memory serves, both of them are for the Wii. And again, it's very mixed, but the people that love them really love them, and the people that hate them really hate them. So that really depends on your own personal opinion. Uh, Gameplay is kind of a mixed bag. Story is very simple, but it kind of gets to the point of the story doesn't really matter. You're just kind of here for the game, because you're in the world of like Sonic and the Secret Rings is about the 1001 Arabian Nights, if I remember correctly, which is pretty much like genies, like sort of like desert culture vibes and stuff like
First time
that.
attempting to play Sonic in the Secret Rings, it was kind of hard because how it works is like you have to like tilt the Wii remote to actually move Sonic, and not easy.
Yeah. Sonic and the Black Knight is probably better
It
than
uses a
Secret Ring.
nunchuck to move Sonic, right? I haven't played it yet.
I've never played any of the story, but again, let me just be clear here. The only Sonic games I've played is the first original classic Sonic game, and then I
The ones
played
on a Genesis.
uh, a tiny amount of, yeah, on the Genesis, but I've played like the port. I don't have a Genesis myself, but
The ports that I played, I have the Sega Classics collection on the DS. And plus the Sega Genesis Classics that have both the first two Sonic games for the Switch version.
I see. I don't really know how those ports are, but I would recommend trying them at the very least. Then I played a tiny amount of Unleashed on the PS2 when I was 8, and the Xbox 360 when I was like 19 or something. And like a tiny bit. Um, then I played Colors. Uh, uh,
I've played Colors, but I have not played Colors Unleashed.
there is no such thing as Colors Unleashed. There's just Colors and another game called Unleashed.
Oh, all right. It was called Colors Ultimate. That was right. That's right. For a second,
Oh,
I thought
okay.
it was Colors Unleashed. For we were talking
No,
about Unleashed. I thought it was Colors
that
Unleashed for the second Colors game.
that would be too confusing. I've also played Sonic Mania. I haven't beaten it, but I really like it. I recommend playing Sonic Mania. It's really
I
good.
played the game. I actually finished the story. Not 100%
Oh, good
completed
for
it, but I
you.
finished the story before, and I like it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Highly recommend it. I also played. Yeah, no. Then I played uh Sonic and Shadow Generations, and that's kind of my history with Sonic,
How
which
good is
also I
Sonic and
highly
Shadow
recommend.
Generations?
Uh with Sonic Generations, they just kind of did like a very light remaster of Sonic Generations. I like it so far. I'm not good at Sonic games by any means, but it's very well done.
How is Sonic and Shadow
And
Generations between Steam and the Nintendo Switch?
I don't. I play on the PS5, so I don't
Oh,
have any opinion for the Switch and PC. I don't have a PC and I don't have a Switch. My brother has it, and I only use it to play Breath of the Wild. So no opinion about Sonic
take a Switch and
Generations
play Fortnite
there.
on it. You won't.
Yeah. Um, Shadow Generations is amazing. Because that's like the new experience. That's like something that was just recently made by Sega and all that, kind of as a promotion to Sonic 3, but it's also kind of a sequel to Shadow's game, and stuff like that. It kind of helps fully complete his character arc, or at least like re-explore his whole character arc. And I highly recommend playing Shadow Generations. You don't need to play Sonic Generations, but it helps kind of catch you up to a certain point with Sonic. Oh, I also played Frontiers, which I haven't beaten yet, but I liked. So I'd recommend playing Sonic Frontiers as well.
I have not. I have not tried Sonic Frontiers. Isn't it a good game?
It is a good game. It is flawed. It is absolutely flawed. It is not a perfect game. But to put it in a nutshell, it's pretty much if Breath of the Wild was Sonic.
Though I'm pretty sure I should get Sonic Frontiers on Steam instead of the Nintendo Switch, right?
I don't even think it's on Nintendo Switch, but I would say so, yeah.
I think it's on Nintendo Switch.
Maybe. I don't know. I've only played Frontiers on the Xbox, so I don't really have
I'm
a...
surprised they even have the. I'm surprised they even have mangas for all this stuff.
Huh?
I'm even surprised they even have mangas for some of these Sonic games.
Mangas, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Dude. The comics. Dude. The comics are crazy.
But
I
yeah,
haven't read all
platforms are.
I haven't read all of them, but I've seen many videos about them. Uh I can't wait for you to know about the whole Ken Pender situation. I'll just say that.
Damn it, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say there's two words you should know when going into the Sonic fandom. Ken Penders.
Ken Penders. Well, also there is another name that you should know when it comes to the Sonic fandom. A certain Christian Chandler.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And
He
Sonic
wasn't in.
Chew.
Yeah, and Sonichu, Rose Chew, fucking Pickle Boy or whatever his name was.
But yeah, Sonic Frontiers is on Nintendo Switch.
Okay. I don't know if it's good at all, but
I'm pretty sure people would
I would
recommend playing it on Steam or the other two consoles instead, because of
I
how
would.
underrated the graphics are on the Switch.
I would personally.
Like,
Um
yeah, sure, it's nice to take games with me on the Switch, but I feel like some of these games are just better with playing on PC or like the PlayStation. But who knows?
Sure.
Maybe the Nintendo Switch 2 might be better graphics, might not be. You just have to wait and see what it comes with when the Switch 2 actually comes out.
Yeah. Also, sorry for the dip in mic quality. My headphones just died, so I just kind of have you on speakerphone at the moment. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, cool. For a minute, I thought like Discord was like lagging the fuck out. But no, we're good. But yeah,
I was gonna
in
say something in
terms
a
of
microphone. I that did not process in my mind very well. I was trying to think of something funny to do, and I just lost it.
That's all right. But yeah, in terms of Sonic game recommendations, I can offer you what I have just ranted about.
So the Sonic Adventure
So
games, Sonic X Shadow Generations, you said?
So I would say, to really simplify, I would play the original 2 Sonic Generations, and then I would play. Well, no, I would play Mania,
I play
then
Mania.
Sonic. Okay, well, I mean, if you were talking about like to stream, I would say like if you want to do like a whole like Sonic phase when it comes to your channel, I would do Sonic Mania and like do your best to 100% it. You don't need to.
I have
Play
played
Sonic.
this one fan game. It's called Sonic and the Fallen Star. That's a
I've
fun
never
game
heard
to
of it.
play. Hmm?
I've never heard of it.
But yeah, it's the fan game's called Sonic and the Fallen Star. I like it.
Okay. If you want to stream that, go ahead. I don't really have any opinion on it, so.
I'm not planning on live streaming it anytime soon. Like right now.
Okay. Yeah, so play Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2. I would say just skip everything. Like, in order to catch up, play Sonic and Shadow Generations. If you need to know the lore, just look up the cutscenes. Then play Frontiers. And then you would be caught up. Yeah.
All right.
And like everything else is kind of optional. There's also Sonic Superstars, which is kind of like Mania-ish. It's like 2D classic Sonic. I've heard pretty mixed reviews leaning on bad. So I would say that's also kind of like an optional one. But if you want to, go ahead. So yeah.
One thing's for sure is that Sega did a fucked up move when Sonic Origins came out.
Yeah, they did. They did.
And plus the fact that they have delisted the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis classics from all other platforms. That also sucks.
Hmm.
Luckily, I have a
Yeah.
copy of it on my Switch. I mean, I do have it on C, but that's only for Sonic 2. That's the only thing I get to get out of that now, which is disappointing.
Mm. I just smoked 16 blunts, not because I enjoyed it, but to get the marijuana off the streets, to protect our children and our families.
Anything else before I end the stream here?
Nothing that immediately comes to mind. I'm playing Ratchet and Clank. I would recommend playing that.
The one on the PS4?
PS5.
Rift Apart? I haven't played it.
I recommend it. I'm playing the
I
New
have
Game
played
Plus at
the
the moment.
PS4 version of Ratchet and Clank, though I don't remember the last time I played it. I might consider playing both of them if I ever do get a PS4 or PS5, honestly. But right
I
now,
would.
I don't want to get a PS5.
Fair.
But yeah, overall for the Nintendo Switch 2, the main priority should be to make the Joy-Con slots so that it's not easily breakable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, thank you guys for taking a look at this stream today.
Of course.
I'll see you guys in the next stream.